requested some additional information. So with that being said, we invite you, join us here on Clubhouse on our YouTube channel and or our Zoom if you want that information. With that being said, today we have a special guest we're waiting to arrive, but in the meantime, we'll kick it off with our topic and some maybe general ideas of what we plan to get out of today. Today we are discussing as a follow-up from Monday's or last Friday, can't remember. It just seems like, I don't know if you entrepreneurs feel this, but some days I lose track of what day it actually is, except for a day to 10x our business and grow. That's why we are the Growth Mastermind Group. Today, we are going to be talking about the power of retargeting and strong branding. So have you invested, like I have the last few years, once I connected with the 10X community, on branding yourself? Not your company if you're affiliated with a big company, because that when you do things like that, what happens is you blend in with the company. And we were not made to blend in, we're made to stand out. So what separates you from everyone else in your company? And for your audience, what's your ideal audience? So we spent a lot of time on that topic. So today it's the power of strong branding and retargeting. So with that, I'm going to bring on our fearless growth mastermind leader, Peter.
Absolutely. And I'm trying to make sure here that we're going to have a good sound and keep everything in mind.
But meanwhile, I just want to kind of define what it means retargeting for everybody that, it's a little bit confused about this idea about retargeting. So retargeting provides additional points of contact with your product or more largely with your brand, increasing the likelihood of the people to convert on your website. So why retargeting is very important? Because it's already like having the key criteria about who are your customers and retargeting depending on the brand of products. It increases this chance to be out there to sell, to convert actually what we have out there about that.
And actually sales and actually visiting all your websites. And I think I still have myself as a little bit of mic here, but make sure that I'm going to be
far away. So bottom line, what is the importance of this for us as an entrepreneur? More likely that we know exactly what is going on with our customers, who are our customers, who is our actually avatar, who is the person that we actually gonna have in our mind as our customer, how important it is for us to understand, where they are hanging, stuff like that, yeah. So if they're more on Twitter, they're more on, let's say, Instagram or TikTok, wherever they are, we have to put them there. Basically, retarget as a way of putting the I will say, target on them, considering what we're looking for, what is their main goal, and what is an addition, the condition that they are like more likely they're gonna press upon inside of the brand that's in front of them, And you have to be conscious about the fact that there's some of them they're gonna be more, I would say, better reacting to certain type of ads, certain type of information that's going to them. So you have to quickly prevent this part. But without any further ado, we have Mr. Dan here joining us, and I will not take from his case, who is more proficient, more, I will say, efficient than me, and more knowledgeable than me. So, Mr. Dan, I would like you to introduce yourself and to say why people should listen to you, who you are, what you do, and to start with the importance of branding and how powerful is the retargeting of your ads and everything that you do.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So my name is Dan. Thank you for the invitation today. It's really nice to be with you all. And so I run a marketing agency, digital marketing agency. Can you hear me? Okay, can you hear me?
You can also unmute yourself on Clubhouse.
Okay. Good.
Wonderful.
All right. Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, my name's Dan, and I'm in the UK. You can probably tell from my accent, and I think you guys have got an accent, not me, but yeah. So I'm in the UK, across the pond, and I run a digital marketing agency over here, and we specialize in driving traffic to websites and getting calls, the phones ringing off the hook and bringing in leads. So there's various ways of doing that we find effective. So those are with and being very high up in terms of being found on Google, getting visibility for everything that our clients are offering in terms of the products and services. And yeah, so getting them to come to the website and then to make the most of those visitors by getting them to leave reviews for their products and services, build up their reputation by obviously providing a good service and good products, and then market that reputation through all of the different social media channels, and to then be able to promote those reviews through various different methods of doing it we find effective. For example, it can be through video reviews, where we're actually using AI technology to be able to spotlight particular client excellent 5-star reviews and then syndicate those out around the web, which is a really effective way of showing off those reviews. And also to do, which we're mainly going to talk about today, is the retargeting. So anybody that comes to a website, they can obviously would like them to interact with that website, but most of the case, 96% of people don't. So with retargeting, there's an ability to, once you have that 5-star reputation, to be able to, over the 90-day period, to show that off with different reputation ads. But you can also, at the same time, when you're building your reputation through those types of ads, then you can also run offers. So mix up your message, where you can just do offer ads as well, and also like branding, talking about building up, say, like free offers and stuff like that to build your brand. So that's basically what we do, and it's really important, I think, to use tech as much as you can to make it as easy as possible to build your business. And the tech now is getting, with AI particularly, is getting really amazing to be able to do things on autopilot and not have to spend thousands and thousands on your marketing, not tens of thousands, right? You can do it a lot cheaper now with using agency. Like I said, for example, how we do things is through AI technology, and we're able to use automations and show ads and create lots of different types of display ads for all your ads, all your retargeting, and do it at a reasonable cost, which there wasn't that ability to do before, but now there is. So very exciting times. The tech is available. Any questions so far?
Yeah, Mr. Dan, what do you consider that is going to be the importance of you having a strong brand in this kind of economy, and how you will be describing it as a strong brand?
Yeah. So with branding, I think the best way to build your brand is through reputation. And if you get that message across again, what a great service and products, and all these other people saying how great it is, then your brand is just, even if you get a few negative mentions, as long as you deal with those negatives and you don't let them just sit there on the internet, and you just show you've got good customer service. Again, customer service is a great way to show your brand in a positive way, even if you've got a negative review. So I think, yeah, if you combine brand marketing with reputation management, then yeah, calling that reputation marketing, then that's I think that is the way that's most effective right now online, particularly. That's easy. It's actually quite easier than ever to do online than yeah, with the tech.
Let me ask you this, like, considering now that that the easiness of this thing, of how it is easy to be like branding yourself, what would you consider that there are elements that are important for entrepreneur inside of the branding? What part you consider as branded, that they have to pay attention more, and they have to be more efficient on making sure that their message, their image, it is out there in the right way?
I think yeah, to make sure the message is out there in the right way, I think I think you need to know your customer. So I think if surveying them, building a list and surveying your customers as often as you can is a great way to know that you're building your communication in the right way, that they will see you as an authority, and they're not going to go anywhere else. That's branding, yeah. So they won't consider going anywhere else because your message is great, and you've got, how to communicate, and you built out your list, and you're emailing them, and you're getting feedback, you're getting 5-star reviews, and you're listening on the negative reviews. They're listening, but not too much, because people can just be having a bad day. but listening to those negative reviews and making sure you're on those, you're on it, and you're doing the management part of reputation. Yeah, I think building a brand is that. I think it's you just got to have it that consistently put your message out there, and to be promoting your when you get your 5-star reviews, just promote them as much as you can, and that's how you build your brand.
And as a logo, website, and every single other, I will say, the graphic side of your brand, maybe colors or something, is any importance of choosing the right colors or choosing the name right? Okay. And how you will be like considered as the best options out there, considering a 2022 end of the year time?
So is the question there?
Yeah.
Oh, so what's the question?
So how considering that like we have colors, images,
okay.
how this thing can be impacting the brand? Do you consider that in 2020 is still important to have maybe same color portrayed with your brand all over the social media and inside of any advertising that you create with your company, or you lost the importance now in 2022, or is still important? And if so, how you will choose the right colors, the right
Ooh.
image, the right. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure I'm an expert in that, but I'll give it a go to answer. I'm not not a designer, but you definitely want to be consistent with colors. With all your marketing, you want to be all your social media needs to be coordinated for sure. You want to know what your fonts are, use those for everything you're doing online for sure, because you don't want people to think that you're a different company, that they want to know that it's you, because for example, if you're putting your name out there and you're not consistent, even if it's not just the brand, not just the colors or stuff like that, but if you're putting your business name out there and you even the telephone number is different because you've changed it, or the address is different, or and you're possibly what you've done with your on that, if you're submitting the directories for your business, you've got different colors. Google's going to think on these search engines, and business, and your customers are going to think that you're a different business than there's two of you, right? So you want to make sure that you're very consistent in everything you do, because it's a real pain to have to go back and just change things all the time. But it's necessary sometimes, because businesses evolve over the years, and you're going to have different telephone numbers, maybe different addresses and different things. So things you've done in the past, you may need to update, but it's worthwhile for your branding.
So like I personally like to be, like I will say, consistent on certain things. Like for instance, I like always to, like, if I choose like a new site or anything like that, even on my Facebook group, I try my best to kind of match up the colors of my logo with the fonts and the fonts and everything that's behind it. And my question that like I would really like to know it is, like, considering that I choose, let's say, blue and gray as my logo, would you consider that it's important for the customer to kind of associate your colors with your brand, and how deep that can be creating roots in their minds when you posting their your ads, your thing, your retargeting, and how that thing can impact your brand in the moment they're gonna be like associating, how big you think it can get by them becoming, I would say, a fan of your maybe colors, or maybe your brand or your logo, if this thing is something that like. And I know you said that you're not necessarily an expert in this, but knowing your previous experience and everything that you work with other companies, what do you found as being useful from your clients, from everything that you work with?
What I find useful in creating a brand for my clients. Is that it?
What was the thing that maybe impacted you? It's like like you saw, like they do a certain color, certain logo, and people, they start to be like, oh my gosh, I know this brand, or okay. I start to see like like more impact because I choose this constantly all over the place, and people, they start to know me. That like for instance, in a name, yes, if you choose a name, people know as Jeff the entrepreneur, and I'm gonna shout out on him, so he knows him as just the entrepreneur, and he knows that his way of portraying himself, it is always like as the changing lives, so he has this thing that he's doing. And I'm not going to even go to 10x because we can go so on about the 10x and about Grant Cardone, and we know, for instance, on the 10x and Grant Cardone that red and black, which is the 10x logo, is something that we always like when we look for those one, we kind of resemble the whole community and everything that's out there, and we start to associate this idea that 10x means pushing hard, hustling, doing things, changing things in our lives. So, because I really want to kind of emphasize this idea about why is important for us to have this all set up in the proper manner, especially brand, why it's important for people to have not only the name, the brand, the image, everything aligned with their mission, with the vision, the purpose, but also to be like very well clear to sell it that for the audience of who they are, what they do, and what they stand for.
To kind of give an examples. So yeah, I have, for example, I'm thinking of an e-commerce website for one of my clients. They sell bell tents, and they, in terms of their branding, their branding, they call themselves Bell Tent Sussex, right, which is a county in England. And for me, that's caused them a little problems with branding because it doesn't really match their ambition. Because their Sussex is just one of 50. I can't remember counties now in England, but there's around about 50, I think, something like that, or maybe less than that, 40. And so it doesn't show the ambition of the company, but they're still punching above their weight in terms of getting known around in the UK anyway, and outside. And I work with them on their SEO, so that, but I do find it a bit of it's not a great brand, I think, because I think it's, so you have to be, you got to think about, they're doing well. I mean, they're doing well, and it doesn't seem to be hurting them too much. But I think that, when you start a business, you think about, okay, where do I want to, what's my market, and do I want to go global, countrywide, or so I think if you do have those kind of ambitions, then you want to be, the branding is really important, because if you want to start selling to the US, and your branding is very local to it in a county in England, it may hurt your expansion, and may hurt your ambitions. It's just a thought. I'm just thinking in terms of one of my clients, and trying to answer you. But that, so I think but think about when you think about your name, it's got to match what your ambitions are, I think.
I was thinking how we learned in the 10X community that where there is a lack of clarity, there is confusion. So if your branding, if your color scheme, if your name, if your logo is all different in different places, that's lack of clarity. And then when there's confusion, people don't buy, people don't follow, because they might be thinking, oh, this is similar to something else I follow, but it's not the same. It's not them. So again, when we see that there's a lack of clarity equals confusion equals the lower sales. Also, in everything I've studied about branding or logos and things of that nature, I think Dan said it the last time we were together, that you have to brand yourself, because the new, I don't know if it's new because it's 2 years old, so would that still be considered new? But everything is going. I actually just saw something last night. I think, I can't remember where what I was listening to or studying, and it's basically said even the retail stores that used to be storefronts are now going e-commerce because there's more money in e-commerce than there actually is in a retail location. But it still has to match, right? And people are getting more leery too. And that's why I think it has to match. I just had a client whose identity was stolen because she got a text message saying that they were doing something, and she clicked on it, of course, and verified her information, and they stole her identity. I just got something very similar. I got a message saying that the United States Postal Service here in the US was having difficulty delivering a package to me. And it looked legit. It had a tracking number and everything, but I'm cautious because we live in a day and age where people are much more cautious than they used to be. So what happened is when I wrote down the tracking number, I clicked on the link. It didn't take me to the US Post Office page. And listen, I'm telling you, I got enough stuff delivered that they don't have any difficulty delivering stuff to my house. But people fall into these things, and I'm saying it's causing people to be more cautious.
Yep.
Then therefore comes back to the clarity message that, listen, in today's day and age, if they're not clear, they're not going to move forward. And that's what Dan was talking about when he said, you said earlier on our conversation, Dan, you said something about you want people to click on the link to go to your website and drag more, but people, the numbers are low of people who actually click. You know, they're in their mind going, oh, is this clickbait? So again, it's the clarity in that, I personally think.
Yep. Yeah, quite right. Yeah, I think that there's so many more and more, isn't there? So many scams, so many emails we get, and we're just wearing out. That's that text. So many text messages now, particularly around delivery. Yeah, we get quite a lot of those. So yeah, that's it. People are very, very, very wary now about about the reputation of your communication. Do I trust it? Right. It's like anything. Can I trust this business? That's it before doing anything with them. I had a client of mine who's has a business idea around growing crypto and doing clothing business. He's not doing it now, so I can talk about it. He wanted to do this clothing business, and he was saying that it's not a lot. There's not really a place where people can go and just use crypto buying clothes. So he wanted to create this community, and he had this name, and he came up with a name called Crypto Crew, and we got it. I know a trademark expert here in the UK, and he ran a few reports and did some analysis on how that name was used. And it was used in many different places. As even you check the domain name, even that kind of thing. So definitely, if you've got an idea, then check out somebody's got your domain name and different .com and .net and right and .org and all. You just got to check it. All these different domain extensions and check. And yeah, I might use an expert who knows about trademarks, knows how to do the searches and patents and all that is really worth it, because otherwise my client, he would have just run with that name and he would have had a lot of problems, lawsuits in the future potentially.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't want that. So branding is really, if it's a brand that you want to make it as unique as possible to yourself. You can do, you want to make the logo look very, very distinct. Make sure that, because I've seen this, that in terms of the research that was done on this name, and yeah, he was suggesting, I was asking about that. He said, as long as you make it, there's some scope to making your idea unique with your logo. So if you can make it, he showed me some examples of what he meant. And I think, yeah, it's you can get creative with the logo to make it very distinct, even if it's quite similar to another business. You can make the logo very, very different. Then that's going to help. Yeah, particularly in the crypto space, because if you're using crypto, somebody who's got that brand, somebody's got that, because somebody invented that name, crypto. Yeah, and so you got to be careful. You got to be careful having things like that in your name, because yeah, for your branding purposes.
Yeah, and I think when you're talking about colors, Peter, that a lot of people, when they're creating their logos and their branding and using colors, they do too much. And it's kind of, again, I have people all the time, you know, seeing it on social media where they're saying, hey, which one of these logos do you like? And sometimes they create things that doesn't speak to their message, like what you were saying with the gentleman who only had count at a certain county in their name.
Yeah.
And it's not speaking to the message of what they're actually doing. So for instance, I'm in the financial world, this person was insurance, and her logo was all about, pardon me when I say this, but she was trying to do a pun on something funny, but it was about breasts and butts. And it didn't say, and she's in the insurance space, and it just didn't, I'm like, I don't get anything insurance out of this logo. And that's again coming back to where there's a lack of clarity in your messaging. And messaging is your logos and your colors and all of those things. So yeah, great topic, great question, Peter. Good job, Dan.
You too.
People, by the way, Dan, I love it when you're giving examples, because people can, and they're visualizing that. That's how I think. And I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense because I can see it. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Kind of makes me to put a smile on my face when you mentioned the logo from that lady, you know, and makes me to think like for those people that they were spending money, you know, like actors, that they were insuring their body parts, that they were producing money. So maybe she's in that field that we don't know that. So just saying, you know, like nothing, you know, personally. And by the way, thank you for those people that are coming and say like on YouTube, because we have YouTube likes and we have Facebook likes, and you know.
Peter, no, she was selling umbrella insurance. It doesn't cover body parts.
Well, you know, I was just thinking, you know, like somehow, you know, maybe she's like related with those things, you know. But yeah, it's fun, you know, like you know, like there's some people that they're like trying to kind of I remember I had a guy that I forgot exactly the name of the brand, and I know it's not the proper name to say it on YouTube, so I'm not gonna say it exactly how it was. But again, body parts, and he was basically selling lotion. You know, it was lotion for, and that's what he was selling. And yes, he's also mentioning part, but the lotion that he was selling basically was representing that body part. And he had a lotion that was selling very well, and actually it was one of the top sales product on one of the sites that they sell products, you know. I think I can say Shopify, yeah. So he was on Shopify, and he was selling this product there, and it was very well sold. But he was associating, again, a body part, but instead of being an insurance company, it was a lotion that was selling special for that one. So if your company, you know, I guess at the end of the day, it's actually selling something that has to do with, you can say it as long as it's represented by your product and what you believe in, because then, you know, people, they can see it. But in the person that Tabitha mentioned, that doesn't have nothing to do with, it's going to be very hard if he does not associate with that one.
Very true. Yes.
But moving on, now we have a brand, we have everything nice.
Mm.
What are we gonna do with? How is gonna be
Mm.
helping us to sell our stuff, and what are we gonna do
Mm.
with that brand? Are we gonna market? Are we gonna do anything with that one? And what do you think is gonna be the next step inside of the journey of a person that just started, and now they have a brand, they have a name, but what are they gonna do with?
Hey, Peter, I had one more thought I wrote down here. I
Sure.
forgot to mention.
Sure,
So I've been
definitely.
in business for 26 years and I still have my original phone number.
Wow.
And the reason being
Mm.
is what you said, Dan. When things change, right? What if someone has my old first business card I ever had
Mm.
and they try to call me and that phone number is disconnected? I can't even tell you how many times that I run into individuals and the phone number is disconnected. It cost peanuts for me to keep that original phone number, even though my office, that office where I had that phone number is 100 miles away from where I live now and my current office is, I still keep the phone number. And so I wanted to mention that it pays. These individuals start up these things and then they change their phone number, or money gets tight and they just get a new phone number. If you're an entrepreneur, do not change your phone number. Keep the same phone number. Even if you kind of change and you're going to a different avenue, you shouldn't change your phone number, because someone will call that number and it could be your next big client, and they call the wrong phone number. So keep the phone number. I'm in agreement with that too.
100%.
Yeah.
Good point. We need that, and I was just thinking that I save all my websites, and every single website that I had previously, even if it has nothing to do with my current thing, I did a link from my all websites, and it's linking to what I do right now. And when they actually welcome, say, unfortunately, like the previous business, we change it, but we're still the same. We're still waiting for you. And if we can serve you in a different idea, we are here to help you. So I on the same idea that, you keep your phone number, I keep my old website that I had traffic on it, instead for me to shut it off. And I put backlinks that they're going to go to my new websites.
I do the same thing with that phone number. When they
Yeah,
call
we
that
do.
phone number, it's forwarded to my new number. I never answer that phone. And I don't know what it's called in the UK, Dan, but here in the state, maybe it is in the UK. I don't know, where you can get for free, like a Google phone number or something like that, right? Can't you forward them anywhere? What's that called, Peter?
Yes.
Do you know what I'm talking
Google
about?
Google Voice.
Yeah, is that free?
Okay.
Yeah.
Where you get a phone number?
Yes.
It's like
It's
you
free.
can get it. Yeah. And so you could forward that phone number to
Yep.
anything, and it's free. So just getting rid of a phone. So if you're a new entrepreneur, that might be a great tip for you. Instead of going to get and paying money for another phone, because that's what they do. They have their business phone, and that's going to be their phone number for their business, and then they have their own personal phone. Avoid that when you're doing a startup. Get a Google, forward them all. That right there could help a lot of entrepreneurs, I think, with that. And the same thing, Peter, with the website. Do the same thing. Forward them to the next one. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And by the way, on the, just for this topic, for the Google Voice, if you set it up in the right way, because a lot of people, they avoid Google Voice because it's, when you call them, it's welcome. Thank you for calling Google Voice. Mention your name, and we're gonna connect to the Google party. As soon as you go to settings and you put there like new voice, you can actually record and say, thank you very much for calling the Millionaire Maker, how better your day, And in that way, you're going to change that message. So it's not going to feel like a Google voice. And also on the same setting, you can actually change it. So you don't have to press 1 because, you know, when you receive a phone number, usually you have to press 1 to receive it. Well, you actually can change it and you don't have to press nothing. And the last thing I will say about this, inside of the settings, you actually have so many power there that you can actually create a schedule. So let's say there are 4 or 5 people working in the same company. You actually create a schedule that you can forward the number according with the schedule. So you don't have to receive that number all the time. So if somebody calls you that old number, you can actually send it to different
Yeah.
people, and they is acting like a, I think it's called a central, central phone, like you know, like a main phone, and then from there it's gonna be diffused or distributed accordingly. But anyway,
I think that's all part of branding, because when a new entrepreneur gets started, they're not thinking of all of these things that long term could have an impact on their business. And they're not, that's why I think it's so important that they know that there's these things available. So I love that, Peter. Back to branding, or the power of branding and retargeting.
indeed, and going back to the question that we had earlier, what people they're gonna do after they're gonna rebrand this? So they're gonna set up the right number, they're gonna keep it for the longest, they're gonna put the Google Voice, they're gonna have everything now, everything they have, website, colors, logo, everything. What they're gonna do with?
Well, okay. So they know your brand, so they know about you. Okay, they like your brand, maybe. Like, well, they know, at least they know something about it. Great. So, you know, you go, for example, they know about you, and then perhaps they won't do anything straight away, but then maybe they'll do a Google search, and they will see a few options. You may not be number 1, but they know you, so they're going to click. They're going to, because then that moment they actually want something. They're actually willing to spend money or maybe get more information. So they're going to be, even though you're not number 1, you could still will get the click. Fantastic. So they come to your website, and then you could have some kind of call to action. So a lot of websites, they do quite a bad job of getting people to take action. So you imagine, you know, they're looking for, so I'm thinking of a client, say, okay, I've got a permanent makeup artist client, for example. Okay, so they're looking for permanent makeup, and so they get on Google, maybe not straight away, but they get on Google and they're thinking, okay, I need some treatment. Fine, okay, so I'm going to go. I've got a few options here, but no, I know this brand. Okay, yeah, I know them, and yeah, so they go through to the website, but there's no call to action. I mean, maybe there's a contact us button or something like that, which most websites have, but that's about it. So you're going to have, in the best case scenario, you're probably going to have about to be honest, about 1 or 2% like clicking on the contact us and calling. And if you can make it better, you can have a good call to action. You can have some kind of offer pop up, and that's great. Then some kind of today only, scarcity, possibly something like that, and then they'll click on that, and then they'll go to a page on the website where they can get their offer. And then, but to get their offer, they need to leave an email address or something like that, or to call, request them to call, and so they'll do that. Fine, it's perfect. But even in the best case scenarios, if you've got that all set up really well, and the big majority won't do anything. So you don't know that work. You've thought all about your conversions. You thought, okay, you're doing whatever you can to take action, but still, most people don't. even then. So what do you do? You know, do you say, oh, okay, is this right? I'm happy with the small percentage, maybe 5-10% of people taking action. Or you can say, okay, look, I've worked really hard to build my reputation, my branding, and it's fantastic, but I'm still not getting the calls, not getting the business. All right.
Dan, what do you think?
There's a solution called
Yeah.
retargeting, but we'll get onto that.
Yeah. What we're gonna do then to get them, you know, once now I have my brand. This is my brand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Taco thing, or by the way, this is a great
Yeah.
book, Connected to Goodness, but this is my book, my brand. Yeah. So I have, you know, David Meltzer, everything here. Yeah. And I want to sell this one. Yeah. What I'm gonna do with it? You know, I have the logo, I have everything, or this case, yeah, the taco one, yeah,
Yeah.
and we have everything done. I got them ready. I got my website. I got my phone number. I got the logos, the colors, everything. What step is gonna be next for me to be able to expose myself in front of the right audience? And who is the right audience? You know?
Ooh. Yeah. That's right. So I would suggest, you know, if somebody's looking for, if somebody's looking for information that you've got the solution for, then you need to know what information people have, what information people are looking for, so you can provide that solution, or at least that, so you can give them when at the right time. Timing is the most important thing with marketing. So you need to have the right message at the right time. So you need to think about where people are in that process of being for people just looking for information to actually getting their credit card out. So you just need to take people on a journey, depending where they're at. So you need a funnel. You need to build out a funnel. You need to build out your email messages. You got to think about what's the first email, second email, third email, fourth.
Great. So now, so now we have
marketing can work really well. Yeah.
Now we have an idea about who is our target customers. Yeah, that's what you're saying. You know, in the moment we know, you know, like what they're looking for and who they are, who these people are that we're gonna target our products.
You can get a good idea from using Google themselves. You can get number of searches a month for particular terms. So that's helpful. You can you can go on to, you can look at the competition. You can analyze if it's a book. You can look at what other books on Amazon. Look at the book titles, and you can look at you get a good idea from what your competitors are doing. Then you can think about your messaging and make yourself unique, and then you can look at their copy, take bits you like from all the different websites, and have it like a swipe file, build that out.
So you have the right now you have the target audience. Now you know exactly who it is. Then you're gonna create maybe a capturing page, or
landing page.
Page, and then the landing page is gonna be saying what, you know, it's gonna create like maybe a pitch or something that is gonna be targeted towards what you can, maybe the challenge that you solve with your product, or the maybe the challenges generally that people have solved using your product. So in that way, you're gonna address them. You're gonna address how your product is gonna get the solution for them, and then maybe you're gonna put where that thing is gonna land on. Yeah,
you need review. You need reputation.
Cart.
If you can have reputation sorted at that point, and you've got some reviews, then that needs to go on the landing page. Yeah.
So we're gonna.
Get people using your thing for free, probably.
Yeah. So we're gonna put there on the landing page also the reputation. Yeah, we're gonna put there on the same page where we're gonna put the landing page. We're gonna build up, let's say, how many, like as much as possible, or 10 is gonna be enough? How many
Yeah.
videos or reviews we're gonna put there?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, as many as possible. I mean, I've seen some sales pages with crazy amount of reviews on. It's just about half the pages reviews.
But how do they get the reviews, Dan?
I guess giving away for, I don't know. I imagine if you're a startup, then they're giving away their product for free and getting beta testers, or depending on what kind of service it is. Yeah. You're giving things away for a review, or you can, another way you can get started is you can barter your product to, it's a way to get review, or barter with your dentist or your chiropractor. Yeah, and you could just, if you're in a shoestring, you can start like that, and then you give something away for, and then you get ask them to give you 3 recommendations, and then you can get from those 3 recommendations, you get them to give you reviews. Yeah, but I would say probably most times it's a lot of people just get reviews by giving service for free. I think it's got to be done. Yeah.
So for those people that they don't know what it means barter from the point of view of the marketing, what is actually is gonna
well,
how it's gonna help?
Yeah, the barter doesn't help so much. It's just in case of it helping you with your costs more than anything. so you can just reduce your costs for a dentist or accountant or whatever. But but in terms of we're talking about reviews here. You just trade your time for reviews, or trade your business, your product and service for reviews, and because you've got to build out a good.
Can you
build out a good landing page? Yeah.
Can you go to an example of how you're gonna maybe get the customer to write a review for you?
We're working on
right. Well,
correct.
Yeah. Well, that's a good question. Exactly. So a good way of getting reviews, if it's like depending what you offer them, but I know that in terms of I do this for tradespeople locally, so they'll have an email list, they'll have mobile cell phone numbers, and then there's an automated way of email campaigns, SMS campaigns to get people to take action, to leave their feedback. So you can get them to go to a web page where they can leave their feedback, and then they have to, then to be able to leave the feedback, then you will get their email address. Yeah, you will get, if you're doing text messaging to get reviews, then you can get them to go to a web page, and then they're kind of forced to leave their email address. I mean, to be able to leave a Google review, they need to give their email address. So you get that, and then you can you've got an email list. So you've got an email list, and if they don't leave a review on one platform, maybe they just do Google, but then you want to get Facebook reviews, so you've got their email address, and you can say, oh, can you go to this link to complete the Facebook review, because it's important you want to build out all the platforms. It's not just Google. But I just say that's the kind of thing that we do for our clients is that it's but they need to be collecting emails and text and cell phones.
Could you give them something free for leaving the review?
Yeah, sure.
As an example, for me, I send them an ebook if they leave a review. I do a follow-up as a thank you. Hey, thanks for leaving a review. Here's a free ebook on investing, or just depending on their age.
Yeah, that's good. Definitely. So where are we at? So so we built out the landing page. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Good reviews, good copy. We've looked
Work
at
on our
competition.
reputation. So now how do we, now that we have our reputation, the Google page is there, our Facebook reviews or whatever we've gotten them from our existing. How do we get new ones?
The new ones.
Be
Okay.
the retargeting now, correct?
Not really. It's not. I haven't really used retargeting to get more reviews as such. No, I haven't used
No,
it
I
that way.
wasn't
But
thinking get more reviews.
no,
I was thinking get more clients, because that's the
I'll get
ultimate,
more clients. Yeah. Okay.
get more people to our website or
Well, get
whatever.
more clients, so then you get more reviews. Yeah, in that aspect. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, getting more clients, more reviews. Okay. Yeah. Right. So okay. So landing pages. Okay. So the best converting landing pages. What do we think? 25-30%. Yeah. So you're still losing 70% of people.
Are you
Even if
saying that's the average, Dan? The average conversion?
I think so. Yeah, I think you're doing pretty well if you get 25-30% of email. If you're getting in terms of sales, no, it's way less than that. But in terms of getting an email address, getting people into a funnel, then I would then sometimes you need to get I mean you need to have a lot of good reviews just to get people in the funnel, even to give their email address. Yeah. But
because I just read something recently. I don't know if I learned it from you or somewhere else, but it used to be that a person who is not your client, the number used to be 8. They would need 8 touches from you or see something from you 8 times before they even click on anything. I recently
I had that. That's it.
Yeah, but now I recently heard it's 30 because there's so much competition out there.
Yeah. So with what retargeting does, it creates these touch points. 30, that's a lot, 30 touch points. But the retargeting that you can do is with the tech now is possible, is that people don't take any action on a page, then you drop a pixel on their browser, and then when they're surfing high traffic websites like CNN or the Weather Channel or whatever, History Channel, they will, depending on how much you bid, it's still a bidding war to be able to see your ads, but then they can have ads show for their business for the next 90 days with
what does drop a pixel mean?
Say again?
What does drop a pixel mean?
So a pixel means not to get all geeky, but it's basically just a bit of code, really. It just sits on the browser. It's like added code to a web page you're visiting. So that code just brings in ads from externally to that web page, and so advertisers are able to, with that code, be able to put an ad on somebody's web page wherever they're going. And the idea is to, go on, Peter.
No, I was trying to say this, that I just opened some statistics about 2022 August. Okay. So it was pretty recently, about websites.
Oh, yeah.
And here it says that it takes about 50 milliseconds for a user to tell you their opinion about your website and determine if they would rather watch it forward or just leave. 50 milliseconds. That's 0.05 seconds for somebody to fly away from your website.
There you go. So it's very important your website loads fast. Yeah. Just people have no attention.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So you got it. That's it. So you got to build your reputation with somebody you've got that much time, to trust you or not, to spend their precious time with you or not. To even
And
look at what you've got.
57% of the user they say that they won't recommend any business with a poorly designed website. So if they feel like your website is not good, they will not recommend. 84% of the adults, they think the company website, when they view on a mobile device, they should be as good or even better as the desktop website. So here go another important things. As a Q2 of 2018, the smartphone held 60% of their share of the retail website visits. So starting with that one, it started to increase, and basically right now you increase it almost 23% more than 2018. And 38% of the people will stop engaging with the website if the content or layout are not unattractive. So it is, you know, and I know the statistics going on because there's a lot of database here. 88% of the online consumer are likely or less likely to return to a website after a bad experience. So 70% of the age believe that the bad website is or user experience is a weakness for their clients. And 39% of the people will stop engaging with the website if the images won't load or take too much time to
there you
load.
go. Absolutely. Very true.
And 40% of the user expect a maximum of 2 seconds loading time for any average website. So 2 seconds. Slow loading website costs retailers 26 billion a year in sales. And 75% of the consumer admit making judgments on the company credibility based on the company website design. So, you know, like you have a lot of other statistics here. I mean, this website is based on the entire thing is on their statistics and everything that they do, and they do a lot of statistics on the market. And I mean, you only hear these numbers and you see like how important it is, this image of your website, and to be nicely loaded, like you just mentioned earlier, you know, like to have enough things to hold these people to engage on their website, to be like attracted by them, and to be like very like also interacting with them, and make sure that they're gonna be loving what they see there, and they're gonna you're gonna give them enough information to increase your credibility with those reviews and everything that you have there. So we go.
What I heard was that you could learn this retargeting, which is our topic. You could learn this retargeting, but if the end game is a terrible website, you're never going to get the clicks. And what I mean, the click is not the click to the website, but the click to enter their email for whatever it is. So that's what we were talking about in the beginning of the preparation. Before you invest all this money or time or energy in this retargeting, my thought, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I thought retargeting, this is what I always envisioned anyways. I thought retargeting was, and I'll use the example. So I was just Googling Halloween costumes for a costume party I'm going with a superhero theme. So I was just Googling female superhero costume ideas. And now all of a sudden, every time I'm on Facebook, this stuff is coming up. Or if I'm on Google searching for my favorite makeup, like you said, Dan. Now all of a sudden, every time I'm on Facebook, I get all these ads coming up about
you've been pixeled.
Right.
You have been pixeled. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what I thought retargeting was.
It is.
So if our clients or our listeners, they have all their ducks in a row. They
Mm.
got their branding done. They got their web page all set up. They got all that. How do they get, how does that happen? I'm always like, what are they doing that they're spying on me because they know what I'm doing? That's what people want to, I think, you know, as an entrepreneur myself, I want to have a better understanding. If somebody looked up places to open an IRA, let's say individual retirement account in the US, okay?
Yeah. But,
How do I get that person to see me other than scroll through the cajillion Google pages? I'm on page 1 by now, by the way, because I've been working on that Google reviews
very
and
good.
reputation and all of
That's
that.
Mhm.
But how do I get the second piece of that? So I'm on, I'll use me for an example. I've now got myself, if someone Googles insurance or wealth creation or retirement planning or budgeting, I'm on page 1.
Mm.
Okay. But it doesn't necessarily mean they're clicking on me, right? So, but they Googled it. So now I want to retarget them. How do you make that happen? Is my question.
Okay. It's yeah, I mean that your web page needs to have this pixel added to it. That's it. It's just a bit, well, it's a bit of code actually to be able to enable these pixels to happen. Yeah, it's just code that needs to be added, a script, if you like, and it's a bit geeky. And it just needs to be added to your footer of your web page. That's it.
But how does it show up on Facebook now? How is
So
that?
Facebook is a fixed, yeah, so that's a Facebook. So you need to get a particular Facebook pixel, their code when you do. So, okay, so Facebook, yeah. So that's with Facebook ads. So if they're, to be able to do that yourself, then you need to set up Facebook ads. You need to say, obviously you need to give them a landing page on Facebook, and then you, yeah, based on, so that, yeah, okay, so you send them to your website. At that point, usually it's a landing page, not necessarily to your home page. Then you have the code on that page to that is going to be put on their browser, which talks to Facebook. When they do some kind of action, it is talking to, that is communicating with Facebook. So Facebook knows exactly what that person's doing. So they'll go to from that page, they'll take an action, and you tell Facebook, like you can set up like conversions in Facebook. So if they go to this page and they do this conversion, they give an email address. They go to this page, thank you page, confirmation page, and yeah, then you can be retargeting to those people who've taken action. So you know they've taken action, but they haven't done anything more than just give an email address. So then you can just keep sending ads to them, because you know they've taken that action on your website, because you pixeled them. But it's a great way of that. If people take action, people don't take action, you can do different things on Facebook. But generally, it's when you do a conversion, you get some kind of conversion, then you want to retarget those because they've interacted, had some kind of engagement. So it makes sense to retarget those people.
So to clarify what you said, so you really have to get them to your landing page first before you can retarget.
Yeah, for Facebook ads, yeah, it's like that. Yeah, Facebook ads, you get them to the landing page, get them to take some kind of action, and then you retarget them because they've taken some action. Yeah.
I've also heard that Facebook ads just are not working these days.
All right. Okay.
I'm just curious. I'm just
all right. Well,
opinion.
well, people are still spending billions. So I don't know. And
But
Google
what
Ads
about
as
an
well.
entrepreneur that doesn't have $10,000 to spend a month on Facebook ads?
Yeah, yeah, you do have to do some testing. You could, I mean, generally, I find you could get some kind of data with spending $300. You could get some useful data with that spend,
Okay.
whether your campaign's going to work or not. So you
Okay.
don't have to go crazy.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You can do your budget. You can set your budget every day, 5, 10 a day. Per month, have it at 10 a day. Yeah, you can manage if you're okay with that.
Gotcha. Peter, back to you.
100%. And one of the thoughts I had in my mind, and I was trying to kind of get a little more informed. It is when people you put posts on Facebook, whatever you're gonna put, and they go to your website. Do every single website have or needs to have a call to action? Because according with statistics, I found out that 70% of the websites, they do not have a call to action.
Yeah.
And how important,
That's right.
how important it is, this call to action? What do you think is gonna be, I will say, the cherry on the cake for somebody to have a call to action?
I think you got to look at your own web page when you've got one, when you haven't got one, and when you have got one, and you just got to think to yourself, would I take action coming to this page or not? And then you could think, well, obviously I need this thing to stay, because I'm thinking, all right, I like the website, but I don't know what to do with it really. I see a contact button, but all right, but you have that something pop up. People don't like pop-ups, but they work. So I think if the pop-up is very much tailored to where they're at in their buyer's journey, then if they're very early in that journey, then they're going to take action. So I guess you generally want to do with an offer something. Depends, but yeah, often you probably want. Yeah, you want to think about what generally people are looking for when they come to your homepage on your website, what they're after, and then give it to them. But if you do that, then you can do well. It could be a discount, I guess.
Yeah.
It could be, but maybe they're ready to buy. But
in my experience, what I've seen, Dan, is people don't have a call to action because they don't know what the call to action should be. Let's say you sell makeup, like your one client, and I go to their page and I'm looking at their page and there's just a bunch of products for me to purchase. What would my call to action be for the person who's not ready? I'm just window shopping, basically. What would be a simple call to action for that type of business?
A newsletter, I guess, to get on the newsletter, get exclusive offers, that kind of thing. I guess, yeah. Yeah, people like possibly when they want to get some offers by email when they're ready to buy, they can and get discount, coupon code.
Or if that
People
company,
like coupon codes.
yeah, what I do a lot of times with the makeup company is they have like a free tiny little sample that they'll send out to see if it matches my skin.
Very nice, very good idea.
Get a free sample or a free makeup guide, or I don't know, because that's not my area of expertise, but I think everybody has to have something. Could even be a catalog, instead of let me send you a catalog. And it could be a catalog. They don't even have to physically mail a catalog. Like if you're in the UK, it's going to be expensive to send a catalog to every single person who visits my website, but I could send them an e-catalog or, I don't know what else. What if you're in the crypto space? What would be a call to action in the crypto space? Tough, right? You could create, one of the things that I learned, you could create a free book, create a PDF, the 5 biggest mistakes people make when buying crypto,
That's right.
and send that out. Or it could be, if it's real estate, Peter's in real estate, the biggest mistakes people make when getting into commercial real estate investing. Send a people like free stuff. And if you can automate it where it's a free ebook or a free PDF or whatever it is, they have to give you their email to get the free PDF. This is the call to action that Peter and Dan were talking about that are missing on what was your number? 75% of the web pages, Peter, don't have a call to action.
Yes, indeed. Yes. Yeah, 70%. I mean, that 70%, it's a big number. I mean, that means only 30% of the business actually have something there that they're gonna act upon somebody visiting their website. So
that's it.
And considering everything that we saw, like, just because I want to make sure that we get a message out there in the right way, and people are gonna know what they have to do. If somebody right now, so let's say that right now we are clear: branding, website presence, how important it is, and we know that how important it is and crucial it is to have a good website with good reputation and everything else. And now they're ready to retarget everything, and we just talk about the importance of how this thing is going to be working. But what is going to be, I will say, the message that they're going to send out? How is going to be that retargeting their structuring in a way that you're going to have a good copyright, that you're going to make that person that is going to get the message or the retargeting or that small ad where they're gonna be hooked up on, they're gonna actually be that, wow, I want more. How are we gonna do that? What is gonna be the basic elements that you will recommend?
The big problem with banner ads, display ads, is banner blindness. So you need to mix up the message. That's really key. And what you want to also do is mix up the designs. And you got to think about your branding. Obviously, have your logo on there. Think about your colors for the designs, but you can still mix them up a little bit, different images and different, so they pop. You want your banners to pop, right? Because they're going to be on high traffic websites that and there's going to be obviously content on there that's interesting for them. So to be able to stand out from all the other content they're looking at, they need to pop, have good copy. That's for sure. But if what we found from studies is that if you run retargeting campaigns over 90 days and they're seeing the message, they're seeing your message over those 90 daes, and they don't take an action, that's it. They won't ever do anything. They won't ever come back. So what works is to have different types of ads. So you want to have, like I say, you have to be mixing them up. So you need a reputation ad. So you're doing an ad around talking about one of your 5-star reviews, and then you want to be shouting out that message that you've got a 5-star reputation. So do those kind of ads. You want to have an offer ad as well. So you have your maybe some kind of scarcity around the offer, and then you run those ads as well, and you run some branding so you can where you are maybe offering something for free, or so just to build up some kind of something to show your what you do, you build that's different to everybody else. Yeah, this kind of branding ads. So you want to be running those 3 ads and mix it in one. So you have first of all you have your offer ad, then you have your reputation ad, and then you have your branding ad. So you'd have that over 90 days. So you'd have maybe 1 ad. So you'd have maybe 1 or 2 ads every week, and just rotating through these 3 types of ads over 90 days. So you can have, say, 20, something like that. So 7 ads a month could be good, possibly something like that. So you have 21 ads. If you want to go up to your 30, you could do that. I guess you could do 10 touch points, so 10 ads a month. Maybe that's a little bit too much, but yeah. So that then have those rotated that they see those, they're seeing those ads and they're seeing a different message. That gives you the most opportunity to bring them back to your website. And they're going to be up if they're coming back and they're seeing all these ads everywhere. They're going to think, wow, that's great for branding, because they're seeing you advertised on these big traffic websites. Yeah, if you're going to the History Channel or Weather Channel, they're seeing your ad. That's great for your branding. Great for that is good for your branding, just seeing you on these sites. Yeah, so I think those kind of campaigns we find work the best, rather than just doing it same ad, 1 ad, and doing that for a month. People are just going to, if you see the same ad at different sites they go into, they get bored of it. They won't ever click it. Yeah, so that's the retargeting is like that. We recommend run it for 90 days, and that to get the most benefit, and having at least 21 different ads. But that's a lot of work. But the tech is there to be able to do it. Otherwise, it costs a lot of time, a lot of money. But the tech now that, well, at least we have access to. I'm sure other agencies have it as well, but we have it. We have access to be able to do these campaigns. Because if you tried to do this yourself, it so much time and so much money and it's just very, very difficult. But just to say there is tech now, there's a solution to be able to do this. But I wouldn't expect any individual to be able to do that themselves, because I wouldn't recommend it.
100%.
Yeah.
And like on average, what is going to be the expectancy of somebody to spend of creating this retargeting? What are we looking as the money, as an investment for somebody that wants to spend in a retargeting, and how they
we have
results,
sure. Tim?
How they're going to be results, in the meaning that what is going to be the return of their investment. So which is very very important for everybody to know. Hey, if I spend $1, how I'm going to check for that return, where I'm going to see it, how I'm going to see it. Yeah,
you have to think about what is a click worth. You need to know about your, I think whenever you're doing paid advertising, you need to think about your lifetime value of a customer. So you may not make one customer, or say 100 customers, you may break even on the ads you're doing initially anyway, in terms of what the first thing they're buying. But if you're able to think of it in terms of your retention, so what is your retention? And you got to work on that retention for sure. Then advertising can be really profitable for your business. So first of all, you've got to know your numbers. If you think like $2 a click to your website sounds like a lot, but yeah, if you know your numbers, then you think, okay, no, that's good, because this customer's 25% chance of staying with me for a year or 2 years. But yeah, you got to go into it like thinking like that, thinking about, yeah, think about what my retention numbers are like and how can I improve that. You know, I was talking to air conditioning, right? We say HVAC, air conditioning guy. I'm doing his website at the moment, having this conversation with him. And yeah, he does a lot of servicing. And he does that every year. Well, he does it, sorry, he does the servicing for people, right? For their conditioning units. But he doesn't know how to have a list. And he doesn't go back, doesn't call them up every year for their servicing after he does his servicing. As I was talking to him, I said, I don't think I'm very good at business. I was talking about lifetime value of a customer here. Having a list and stuff and keeping in contact. So yeah, it's paramount when you're doing any paid ads to think about lifetime value.
In your opinion, let's say that you're a startup and you don't have a lot of money. What will be like the steps that you have to consider for you to kind of evolve into this retargeting? Like, are we gonna jump straight to retargeting? Are we gonna do something else before?
No, you need to get traffic. So you need to get cold traffic coming to your website for sure, because then there's no retargeting then, because you've got to have some visitors.
And to get those what we're gonna need to go those, because I'm thinking, like I'm new. I don't know anything about any, it's the first time when I'm opening a business. I was an employer all my life, and now you tell me about retargeting and all these things. I'm gonna get overwhelmed. I'm gonna explode. So
yeah, you got to think about traffic.
Explain to me how I'm gonna get my first people there, and then when is gonna be the time when I'm gonna be like, when I want to be like, okay, I got this amount of visitors. Now it's time for me to do retargeting. When is going to be that time?
That's it. So what kind of budget have they got?
I don't know.
No budget. Something.
$500.
$500 a month?
Yeah.
Okay,
they're just beginners. They don't have money.
Yeah, so they got $500 a month. Yeah. So you can use proportion of that. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So you probably want to start off running maybe some Google ads to get going. If you want to get some obviously revenue coming in very quickly, then you probably want to start thinking about doing Google ads. Then if you're spending money on Google ads, that can get really expensive. That's taking up all your 500 basically. So we do have within our campaigns, we do have the ability to send cold traffic as well, which is cheaper than Google ads. But depending on the trade and the business, yeah, it does depend. But it can work. It can work pretty well. But for sure, yeah, Google ads will be generally the cold traffic is that we do is quite a lot cheaper than Google ads. Like maybe Google ads is 10x, sometimes in some cases more expensive. So yeah, well, I think we do have for not everybody, but for some, we have a good solution around the cold traffic as well. For that kind of money, 500, we would have a cold traffic and a retargeting solution. Yeah. Because if you do, yeah, with the 500, then it's tricky to do Google ads because there's not going to be many people to help you with that kind of money, because you'd probably be spending like 250 or 300 on the ad spend, and then the same amount of money paying somebody to do it for you, because it's got to be worth it to them. And if you're doing it yourself, then you don't really necessarily know what you're doing.
Okay, so basically we're gonna spend the money We're gonna spend $500 on Google Ads. That's gonna be the first step. And
I'm
then
not saying, I'm not suggesting, I'm not saying that could be that could be, but there are some issues around that, like I say, because it's a good idea to become as quick as you can an expert in it, otherwise you could be wasting your money. But or you pay somebody like myself or ourselves who can manage it for you, but we obviously want to make money for our time, so we're gonna have to be asked for a management fee. So most of that 500 is not going to go into ads. But like I say, we do have a solution that could work for some people, depending on the trade, within our traffic campaigns. We can run cold traffic campaigns.
wonderful.
Yeah.
So when in the moment they already have this thing ongoing, now they have the Google ads, they have the
Well, maybe the Google ads, or they do what we're suggesting. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. And when is gonna be the moment then they're gonna be okay, we are ready for the retargeting?
Look, I mean, yeah, you look at, yeah, it's a case of looking at the numbers for how many pixels are being added to people's browsers. So you want to be looking at, ideally you want to be putting pixels on a few hundred a month. And yeah, if you imagine you've got, say, 1,000 or 2,000 people that are seeing ads over a 90-day period, and you think about percentages of maybe how many people are clicking on those. Yeah. So yeah, that traffic could mount up. It could mount up if you're getting impressions of, maybe if you're getting impressions of say 300, 400 a day of your ads, then you can expect a couple of percentage points of, well, you could be getting 30 people coming back to your website every day, 30, 40, 50 coming to your website every day. If you can boost up your pixels by, so people, 1,000, 2,000 people with pixels on their browser, then there's potential quite quickly to get 30, 40 clicks a day. Potentially.
Amazing,
with that kind of spend for 500, if it's 500 a month, it's potentially you can be getting a lot of traffic.
Wonderful. So
it depends on the impressions of your ads, but yeah. And the click-through rate. And
yeah, so we get like 300, 400 today, we already getting this traffic, then we're going to do retargeting. That 500 is going to help on the retargeting. We have the call to action set up. Now what? People are calling or people are getting to our website. What we're going to do next? What is going to be the next thing for us to make sure that we're going to get that wanted conversion of that page into sales?
Yeah, I mean, look, if the people are clicking on the offer ads and the retargeting, then they're ready to buy. That's cool. So you've got to, then your conversions will go up. It's warm traffic, so your conversion should be way better. It's not cold. You can expect. Yeah, we like to talk about 10x, right? If you do it right, you can be 10x in your conversions. Because if people are clicking on offers and their reputation, clicking through to your testimonials page, they want to see more of your reviews. That's all good.
Wonderful.
Taking you up on some kind of free offer to help with your branding. You could 10x your conversions with like compared to, say, even SEO. Even if you're getting SEO traffic, it's better traffic than SEO. It's better conversions. And people think SEO is going to get the rankings, and but how are the conversions?
I think, like one of the things that I find kind of fascinating also on this side, with the conversion and everything, is the lack of people understanding how important it is, the sales skill in the moment, you got like people coming to your website and actually converting those ones into customers. And I think, at the end of the day, like, yes, you can, you as a marketing person, you can bring the horse, to say like that, to the water, yeah. But you cannot make the horse to drink the water if you don't know how to, sell it to him, that water.
Yeah,
And still, I think it's important, and I think it is absolutely, I will say, unbelievable, crucial for the person to know how to sell it, how to make sure that they know how to make that person, that visitor, it's in front of them. They're gonna want that insurance. They're gonna want that product. They're gonna want that piece of real estate, whatever it is. Because at the end of the day, if somebody just comes there and sees it, and yes, they get to click, but then they don't convert, what is going to be next? And yes, we do the reconversion, and the second time they're in front of us, but still we don't convert. And how is that, I will say, possible for us to make sure that we're gonna push this conversion to the point of them saying yes to us? And maybe with all the help that we have from the reviews and everything that we have, and maybe to conduct a well set up, maybe even like a Zoom call with our customers, to make sure that we're gonna find out the facts that they're looking for. What is the reason that they want this product? What is the reason that they're looking for buying from us? And then based on the facts that we collect from them, then to make sure that we're gonna create a great demo that they're gonna be entitled on saying yes to us. They're gonna be entitled on saying yes, I accept it, and yes, I want to more. And I just want to say thank you for Colin Rice. She's also on. Thank you for showing up. We're talking about the branding and the power of the retargeting. But what I was trying to kind of bring it up, and I think it's so important and crucial for us, is that once we have those people in front of us, to make sure we're gonna show the demo and they're gonna make a great closing. Because at the end of the day, if they're just coming to see us, without to close it, we just lost the wholesale and everything we did. But anyhow, Colleen, if you want to come on top, or if you have any question, feel free to ask us. We are here to answer questions and make sure we're gonna give everything that we do to to help others. So hello there. Can you hear us, Colleen?
Thank you for having this room.
Absolutely. You're welcome. We are trying here to make sure that we always, we're gonna be on top and help out, inspire others. So if you have any question or advice or something that to add up on our conversation today, feel free to do so. We've been going for almost 2 hours, so we're trying to make sure that we cover most of the burning topics of branding, and I know you are with branding also. So
Wow, I may have missed a lot of the gems you've already let out for people this morning. My one bit of advice would always be persistently showing up and being constant in what you're presenting to your audience.
100%.
I'll throw back to my
100%, 100% to be constant and persistent to say that, yeah. And like we were just talking with Dan here, you know, like how important it is that call to action that we have on the website. What is your opinion? What is your experience on the call to action? How important it is that one? How important is to convert if we have somebody that is going to go to our website and visit us?
Oh, definitely, because it's an overwhelm content from readers on the internet right now. And so people might find that they like, but unless you give them, kind of that roadmap of what you want to do next, they're not going to know. You want to invite them to get to know you a little more and how you do that. So maybe you visit your website, it might be join my webinar, it could be whatever your next steps, but that's really important. And it could be get on a call, and that call to action could, if they're a little further along, apply is pretty good. But yeah, that's like a process, and these are people that you all train and let us know. I'll yell the mic.
100%, 100%. Agree.
I think you don't hold back. I think you give everything you can, and as much for free if you can, and then just if you want more, yeah, that's actually book a call. If you want help with that, personalized help with that, then if it's coaching or whatever, you know, that's it. You just drop a little link and so they can get personalized help. They get, because if you're giving out for free, then you're going to think, well, if you're doing all that for free, what can you do for, you can actually pay you something, right? Yeah, that's it. So I think that attitude of not holding back and be persistent with your message and clarity, and that's the message. One of the messages of today is that's it, is to be persistent with your message and be consistent. Yeah, have the clarity around that, and don't think about solving people's problems, and then just keep on having those touch points as much as you can. And retargeting is one great way of automating those touch points, automating your message, and then over a period of time, just consistently doing it, automated overnight. For example, it was a great period of time to do it over 90 days. That's it. And with email campaigns, of course, as well, you can just be consistent with that. Having great copy in those, and great copy on you in all the social media you do, and all the branding is all consistent.
Yep.
To try and summarize what we've been talking about.
I have also seen, Dan, where you can, when they're leaving your website, if they didn't do anything,
Yep.
it could be another call to action. It's like, hey, wait a
Oh,
minute,
yeah.
you did this free, you know, whatever.
Oh,
So that might also be an option on that. But with that, it's time for us to wrap up. If nobody has any extra bonus info they would like to share or add before we wrap up, I'll give everyone an opportunity. You can flash your mic on Clubhouse or just unmute yourself. And any last things? I'll go with Peter.
To Colleen to say something, and then it's gonna be me. If you have anything, Colleen, to add on, and to kind of, you know, like say something send something valuable for people to know that, you know, it's possible, and marketing is a soul, and something that you feel like it is something that you learn in your way.
Nope.
Okay.
Peter.
Yep. Yes. So I think like one of the things I just want to say, like no matter what is your stage inside of your journey, no matter where you are and what you're doing, at the end of the day, it is just you have to determine what is going to be your purpose, your mission, your vision about your company, and just act on it. There's no any purpose of any part of our conversation from today if you're not going to act upon it and actually take steps towards achieving what you say you're going to achieve. So I think at the end, it's relying and it's laying on our shoulders to take action and to actually move the needles to every single day with every single step we take towards achieving what it's our mission. So, and that one can be achieved, of course, through our branding, to our retargeting, to everything that we're gonna do from that point on. And it's possible as long as you're gonna put effort. And that's what I have to say.
Dan, any final thoughts? Is it Jerry Springer, or who does the final thoughts thing? Final thoughts from Dan.
Okay, final thoughts. Well, I've really enjoyed this time, and I like a lot of the comments about what Peter just said there about that we need to know what our mission is, and just be persistent with it, have clarity, and that's just going to help all your messaging. All these touch points that we know we have to make to get a sale, if it's 8 or 30, whatever it is, right? That they have to be put in place. And the message I want to give to everybody is that the tech is there to help us, and it doesn't have to cost many thousands a month to do it. So it's such an exciting time to be able to start a business, because the marketing is made so much easier as long as you've got your message, you've got clarity around that, and you focus and you're persistent. The tech is there to help you. That's what I'm saying in terms of what we're able to do with tech for our clients. It's just amazing, particularly with the artificial intelligence that is going to be revolutionizing marketing. It is revolutionary marketing, because I use it every day now, like writing content, doing videos. It's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah,
I appreciate that. And for us non-techies, it's kind of like the Star Trek version here, the non-techie, right? I appreciated the information because it's far from me. And remember, if you're not in, what my tip would be, I don't want to be a techie. That's why they created people like Dan who love that.
I'm not techie, actually.
Right?
I'm a marketer. I'm not techie.
He says he loves working in artificial intelligence or AI.
It's easy now. Easy to use that stuff.
Not fun things, but that's okay. There's different people. What I got out of it was, a lot of people don't implement these things because it's going to take that, or they had this thought in their mind that it's going to cost thousands of dollars to be able to do this. And we learned today that's not necessarily.
No.
Make sure you do your due diligence. There's a lot of imposters out there and people who can't do what they claim to do. So make sure that you do your research, right? That's what it's out there for. And looking for individuals who can do what you need done. With that said, I'm going to close out our room. This is the Growth Mastermind Group. We're a group of entrepreneurs whose mission, vision, and purpose is to help you, yes, you, the entrepreneur, find, unleash, and fulfill your potential. We are going to be meeting here every Friday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we hope to see you back here next. With that, we'll end the room. Hey, Peter, my